In the bustling city of Noda, where every young person receives a unique skill from God upon coming of age, Magu eagerly awaits his turn. His parents were legends, first and second in the city's vigilante corps, who died protecting the city from a mutant lizard man, the largest ever seen. They saved the city at the cost of their lives, leaving Magu to be raised by the townspeople. He grew up with one goal in mind, to honor their legacy by protecting Noda and giving back to the community that raised him. As Magu approaches the temple for his coming-of-age ceremony, his friends surround him, full of excitement. "You're the best hunter in town," one friend says, smiling with admiration. "I can't wait to see what skill you get," another chimes in. They joke about making money together once Magu receives his skill, hoping it'll be something powerful. Despite their teasing, they all know that Magu's heart is set on one thing: helping the city. "What skill are you hoping for?" one friend asks. Magu replies earnestly, "Something that benefits the city." His friends laugh, telling him to be more selfish, but they respect his selflessness, just like his parents. Inside the grand temple, Magu kneels before the altar, heart racing with anticipation. The priest performs the sacred rite, calling upon the gods to reveal Magu's destiny. Finally, the words come: "The skill God has granted you is decoy." Magu is stunned. "Decoy," he repeats, disbelief washing over him. The priest's face is grim as he explains, "The decoy skill is an off-skill. It attracts monsters, drawing them to you day and night." Magu's heart sinks. This wasn't the heroic skill he had hoped for. "An off-skill? Can't you give me a different one?" he pleads, desperation in his voice. But the priest shakes his head. "Skills are predetermined by God. They cannot be changed." The weight of the truth hits Magu like a blow. The decoy skill is a curse, one that guarantees a life of constant danger. No one with this skill lives long, as monsters are drawn to them endlessly. His dreams of protecting the city, of following in his parents' footsteps, feel shattered. Worse, the danger he poses means he can no longer stay in Noda. As the news spreads through the city, fear and suspicion grow. The people who had once loved and supported Magu now look at him with fear. "He'll attract monsters," someone shouts. "He's dangerous. What if another mutant lizard man attacks? You want that?" The townspeople's voices rise in panic, their fear turning to anger. "Just leave," they shout. The city chief approaches Magu with sorrow in his eyes. "Magu," he says quietly, "I know this isn't fair, but you can't stay here. The monsters will come, and they will destroy the city. We cannot risk it. You must leave for the mountains." His words are gentle, but the message is clear: Magu is being exiled, cast out to protect the city he loves. Heartbroken, Magu gathers his belongings, preparing to leave behind everything he's ever known. As he walks toward the mountains, the weight of his fate presses down on him. "Why did God give me this skill?" he mutters under his breath. "What am I supposed to do now? I just wanted to protect the city." But now, his very presence is a danger to Noda. Night falls, and Magu finds himself deep in the forest, alone. Suddenly, a dark kobold appears, a creature not even native to this region. Magu's decoy skill had already started drawing monsters toward him. Fear grips him. If he dies here, the monsters will continue toward the city, attacking the place his parents gave their lives to defend. He has no choice but to act. "I won't die here," Magu declares, adrenaline rushing through his veins. "I have to lead them away from the city." Without hesitation, he runs deeper into the forest, determined to draw the creatures as far from Noda as possible. His feet pound against the forest floor as he races through the trees, leading the monsters away. After what feels like hours, he finally reaches the hunting shack in the mountains, collapsing from exhaustion. Is this enough? He wonders aloud, gasping for breath. As he lies there, memories of his parents flood his mind, their strength, their bravery, their ultimate sacrifice. "Live," they had told him in their final moments. They had died to save him, to give him a chance to live. Magu's resolve hardens. "I won't give up," he says, rising to his feet once more. I will live. I will survive. I will build my own future. Just as he steels himself, a voice speaks from the shadows. Well said, sweetie, the voice says softly, but with a touch of warmth. Magu looks up, surprised, as a figure steps forward. I'll help you. Magu's journey is only beginning. Despite the curse of the decoy skill, he refuses to let it define his life. With determination burning in his heart and unexpected allies by his side, Magu sets out to protect the city he loves, just like his parents once did. No matter the obstacles, he will survive. He will live. And somehow, he will find a way to turn his curse into a future where he can save the city that raised him. In a remote forest, a young man named Mag found himself in an unexpected encounter. A girl? What are you doing in this place? He asked, eyes wide with surprise. The girl turned towards him with a calm, determined expression. You're still here? Escape, young master, she urged him, but Mag shook his head. It's okay, I'm fine, he said, though uncertainty crept into his voice. As he looked closer, something about her seemed different. Magic? That girl, what is she? Before Mag could ask more, the girl's aura changed. I won't let you do that, she shouted, her body glowing with a mysterious light. Mag's heart raced as he took a step back. Oh my God, what the hell is she? The wind around them stirred violently, and Mag stumbled. Wind? Whoa. Oh no. Just then, a voice cut through the chaos. Big brother. The voice of another figure reached him, a sense of urgency in its tone. Why did I end up here? The voice asked, echoing Mag's own confusion. Mag groaned, struggling to stand. Are you okay? I'm sorry, big brother. The girl beside him apologized, her face filled with regret. What's going on? Mag gasped, looking around in bewilderment. Whose knee is this? I'm sorry. I thought I could handle it, but I'm covered in scratches, she hesitated, looking over her shoulder. Wait. The dark kobold. He was near here, where is he? Mag followed her gaze. Over there, he pointed. I got them all together. The girl turned back to him, her eyes wide. She's that strong? The dark kobolds, all of them are dead. You're the one, Mag muttered, still processing what had just happened. You're so small, are you some kind of magician? In this world, there are people who deal with mysterious powers called mages, the girl began to explain. To become a mage, one must possess the exclusive mage skill. Mag studied her closely. She looked so young. I wonder if her skill set means she's actually older than 15. I don't use magic, okay, the girl interrupted. Then how? Mag asked, confused. She hesitated for a moment. I hope that's okay. I don't get any bad vibes from you, big brother. But can you move a little? What's going on all of a sudden? Mag asked. A special secret for my brother. Let me show you who I really am. What? What's with all this light? The light around her grew brighter. You don't have to be a mage to see it. Mag's eyes widened in awe. What, crazy power? Her body. The girl smiled. What do you think, brother? A dragon. Mag whispered, astonished. She nodded. Amazing, right? You're like a divine beast out of a fairy tale. A divine beast? Mag asked. They're legendary creatures from myths, powerful beings who can speak the human language and rival the might of dragons, she explained. Mag stared at her in disbelief. A sacred beast. But brother, instead of dragon or divine beast, can you call me Loa? Your name is Loa? Mag asked, still piecing it all together. I'm Mag, nice to meet you. I'd love to say hello, but I'm a bit too old for that. Loa's voice softened. It's like I'm always attracting demons to me. Because of the decoy skill I got when I came of age. Mag blinked. Why? I'm afraid you might get attacked by a demon, like the one earlier. Loa chuckled. Are you saying that I, a dragon, could be defeated by something like that? No, I didn't mean that. Mag stammered. Loa's expression softened. I'm really touched that you want to help me, but I don't want to cause any more trouble for you. No. Mag protested, because I've been so drawn to your voice. I don't want to leave right away. Loa looked at him curiously. Attracted to my voice? You were so determined to live and never die. That's why I flew to the pond. I could hear those words through your skills. Maybe you don't understand? Mag replied hesitantly. Loa smiled. We dragons call it the collar. The collar? First of all, the skill my brother calls decoy, we dragons call it the same thing. It's the ability to summon distant divine beasts to you. Mag's eyes widened. That's an incredible skill. Loa nodded. It's important for man and beast to prosper together. Does this collar attract demons too? Mag asked. Yes, Loa replied. Your voice can be heard by us, even when we're far away from you. Mag's thoughts raced. I wonder if other demons can hear us too. Loa placed her hand on his shoulder. Don't worry. From now on, you'd better think of me as your big sister. Mag smiled, relief washing over him. Thank you, Loa. And with that, their new journey began, as Mag and Loa set off together into the unknown. In a remote mountain valley, a group of adventurers found themselves caught in a strange predicament. As they huddled together, fear gripped their hearts. What is it? One whispered, eyes darting around. You don't think it's some kind of monster? Another responded, panic rising in her voice. It was just yesterday, so soon, a third exclaimed, trying to catch her breath. No. Me too. Loa is staying near you. I was so determined to get the water. I can't let you ruin it, another voice chimed in, confidence wavering. Hey! That's a man-eating troll, someone shouted, pointing into the dense woods. If it's out here in the middle of nowhere, Fianna said, trying to rationalize, it means it must have been drawn to me. I won't let you harm Master, she declared, stepping forward defiantly. Is it because she was covered in water? One asked, bewildered. Damn. I don't know if this is going to work. Fianna, came the stern voice of the elder, a reminder to stay focused. Well then, it's time for me to get serious. Let's see how far this goes, she responded, determination igniting within her. In an instant, the trolls began to close in, their grotesque forms emerging from the shadows. Look at you, Master, she shouted, trying to shield her friend. Thank you, Oniai-san, he replied gratefully. Thank you, Fianna. I don't have time to be carefree, let's get out of here. We were attacked by demons many times on the way home, but thanks to the food and water from the two of them, we made it back safely. But this time a few problems became clear. Every time we go on the road, it becomes a disaster. Before we get our lives in order, we need to do something about all the demons. Well, Oniai-san, I'll just get rid of all the demons around here. You want to get rid of them all? He questioned. Completely, it's impossible, but to some extent, I can. All I really need to do is fly near the mountain, Loa explained, confidence brimming. So your plan is to assert your territory against other demons? Is that really okay with you, Loa? Once a dragon establishes their territory, they stay there for the rest of their life, right? What? If it's that important, then we can think of something else. No problem. Then it might not be a bad idea to be on my own in this mountain with my Oniai-san. If we dragons are to be on our own someday, this mountain seems to be the perfect place for me. I've been doing great since I got here. I don't care if I make this mountain my territory. It doesn't mean I can't go anywhere else. I'm going to live in this house. It's only natural that I'd stake out a territory around the house, right? Loa, he questioned, sensing her determination. That's why. Now that I have my own territory, from now on you must treat me like a grown-up, okay? What are you doing growing so big for a little girl? He laughed. Hey, calm down. Now let's eat. Your cooking is great. Do humans always get to eat this kind of food? What kind of food have you two had so far? Loa asked, curiosity sparkling in her eyes. Yes, we do. Game meat, he answered, chuckling at her innocent surprise. I see. What are we going to do now, Master? I think we've got enough water, at least for now. We'll be making a field, he announced. A field? Is that thing right? A place where humans grow vegetables, she pondered, intrigued. That's a curious expression, but can't we just get wild vegetables from the mountains, she asked. I just want to reduce any risk. Besides, it's convenient to have a farm near the house, and the vegetables are delicious. I'll help you. I'm not familiar with human food, so I don't know what it tastes like, but I'm curious. Thanks. I've got some seeds I bought and left alone, so I'm looking forward to it, he said, excitement building. How do you even know how to farm? Loa asked, impressed. You're such a good-natured guy. I helped out a lot in the fields with a friend of mine, he explained. But you need water for the fields, don't you? You don't have a way to fetch it again and again, she replied. That's just the way it is. If only we could build waterways. I wonder if wells and canals can be built on their own, she mused. That's absurd. Well, we have plenty of time. From now on, you can live your life the way you want to. You can live your life with us, little by little. Yes, I will. Loa promised, her heart swelling with hope. Well then, I guess I'll go chase the demons away for you, Oni-san, she declared, determination returning. Please do, Loa. Then we'll go plow the fields. Wait a minute, Master. It looks like we're going to be in the mountains for a while, and there's lots of danger, like today. So, take this. He handed her a lightweight sword. This is, whoa. It's as light as a fly, she exclaimed. It can't fly, but it sure can move like one. It's a sword made with my power. I'm sure it will help you, Master. Do you really think you should be with me? He asked, concern creeping into his voice. I can't do anything for either of you. But you tried to save me from the trolls, she insisted. You're right, Master. You're not strong, and you're dangerous. That's reason enough for me to serve you. Fianna added. Ah. I had a bad feeling about this, so I came back and found. That's not fair. Hey. Hey, Loa. Fianna, over here. What? They asked in unison. Without the two of you, I'd be nothing, and I'd be a nuisance to you both. So, I'm determined to be more useful to the both of you. The day after that resolution, Loa woke up early, determined to make dinner before the others. As she prepared their meal, a sense of calm washed over her. Here in the mountains, surrounded by her friends, she finally felt at home.
The tension in the air was palpable as the villagers gathered in the square, anxiety written on their faces. The chief, a seasoned warrior with a fierce reputation, stood at the forefront, his gaze fixed on the distant mountains. I've seen very few demons since that day, he began, a grim expression crossing his features. They must have been drawn to Mag, deep in the mountains, by now. The crowd murmured in agreement, the fear of what lay beyond their borders evident in their eyes. I'm sorry to hear that, but it is what it is, a woman replied softly, trying to reassure the anxious villagers. Just then, a familiar voice called out, Hey! I'm back. The atmosphere shifted as Mag, the very person they feared, returned. Hey, sweetie. How did it go? A friend asked, eyes wide with concern. You mean he's still alive? Someone gasped. Mag recounted his journey. I went up to the cabin, there were no demons or signs of battle all the way to the mountains. What the hell, a bath on a farm? How in the world did they do that in such a short period of time? I don't know the details, but it looks like there are other people there, Mag continued, his brow furrowing. I'm sure they're helping out, and, dragons. Why dragons? Probably from the decoy skill, the chief interjected, his expression darkening. My god, sir. We have to kill Mag right now. The decoy skill is just too dangerous. If Mag stupidly pisses off the dragon and runs back to the village, we don't know how much damage there could be. Why don't we just keep an eye on him, another villager suggested desperately. If anything goes wrong, we can stop him in front of the city. You're so naive, the chief shouted, frustration boiling over. I knew we should have killed him right there, instead of running him out of town. Calm down, everybody, Mag said, raising his hands in a placating gesture. I know what you all think. It's not right to put me through any more pain. Chief, gather those who are confident in their skills as soon as possible. Get rid of Mag before the dragon gets out of control, a warrior called out, his voice resolute. I'm sorry, Mag replied, his tone somber. I have a duty to protect everyone in the village. Alright, I think we're good to go, the chief finally conceded, his gaze hardening. It's been a long time since I've arrived here. I need to get moving. I've been able to get by thanks to everyone's help, but I might get a little stiff. Mag's attention was drawn to a ceremonial sword gleaming in the sunlight. I've always thought it was beautiful, but now that I look at it more closely, it looks more like a ceremonial sword, a long sword with the power of Fianna. Even I, who can't use magic, can make flames come out of the blade at will. Especially in the forest. I just have to be careful how I use it. I'll practice with it later. Loa. What's wrong? Mag asked, noticing her fidgeting. I wanted to give you something meaningful, Oni-san, she said, her voice barely above a whisper. You've done more than enough for me. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for Loa. I'm happy to hear you say that, but, she hesitated, to give a part of your power to the dragon caller is part of tradition. By entrusting them with a portion of your power, you can show your sincerity. I want the caller I trust to be safe. I'm sure the phoenixes have a similar tradition. I think that's why Fianna put a part of her power in the sword. By the way, this tradition was born from the legend of the first caller, you know? Mag continued, intrigued. The first caller? Loa asked, her curiosity piqued. According to a story a long time ago, a being called the demon god appeared and tried to rule the world with fear. Then, a man who had a connection with many divine beasts appeared. He united the power of the divine beasts and defeated him, but the first one to call upon the power of the divine beasts. Is it a skill with a longer history than I thought? Loa wondered aloud. I want you to use it solely to protect yourself. This power is not meant to defeat anything, Mag urged gently. But, Loa protested, her brow furrowing in worry. Okay, she relented. If anything should ever happen to you, I hope you'll allow me to use this power. Maybe not as much as I might need yours, but, Mag replied, a small smile breaking through the tension. It's just like you, Oni-san. But okay, I understand. Yeah. It's a promise. Just don't push it. Thank you, Loa. I probably would have died that day I got kicked out of town if I was alone. So now I need to do what little I can to help. This power is for both me and them. But with the others here, there's not much that's dangerous to me. Then I'll have to take care of the day-to-day stuff, Mag declared, determination filling his voice. I'm gonna take the lead on the food, the housework, the heavy lifting. The body looks good. I'd like to hunt a few more around here, but I'm a long way from home. Maybe I'll hunt one more on the way back to the cabin. Suddenly, he spotted something glinting in the grass. What? What the hell? A flare bomb. But you don't have the magician skill. You'll never be able to use it. Chief. And you guys, how did you get so deep into the mountains? Mag exclaimed, alarmed. You brought the dragon here with decoys, the chief replied, his tone steely. Since I let such a dangerous man out of my city, I think it's only right that I take matters into my own hands. You can't just, Mag began, his voice rising. Listen to me, Mag. You have to go. It is my duty to protect the city. The chief has been protecting the city from monsters for decades. He has the power to burn down dozens of kobolds at once. Can I escape from such a man? It's your fault. If you hadn't given me decoys, none of this would have happened. Now get the hell out of here before I destroy your city. You can say whatever you want. And yet now you want me to die. I did what you wanted me to do. You're too selfish. How can you not see that? Don't you have any feelings for the place that took care of you? Of course I do. So I wouldn't let demons attack my hometown. I was prepared to die trying. Even if I couldn't go back to the city, I was going to live a quiet life deep in the mountains. But I thought, why? The demons stopped coming out of the city after I went deep into the mountains. How did you know? The chief challenged. Because of the dragon. Dragons don't destroy their homes unnecessarily. They're not like monsters. They speak our language. We understand each other. So, what are you talking about? You think you've been talking to the dragon? Have you lost your mind, you fool? No matter what I say, my words will never be understood, Mag said, despair creeping into his voice. Well done, the chief said, frustration apparent. I'm sorry, Mag.
In the heart of a fierce battle, a figure called out, Fianna, lend me your strength. If I only had a sword, I could break through their magic. Suddenly, a voice answered, conjuring a weapon. Greater water bullet. A surge of water magic appeared, yet the figure hesitated, questioning if Fianna's sword was the right tool for this fight. Loa appeared by their side. You're neither a wizard nor a mage. How did you come by such power? It's the power of the decoy, came the reply, a gift from those who believed in me. Determined, Loa encouraged, I won't let you down again. Make way for the heavenly detonation. As the battle escalated, memories of a past disaster surfaced, one strike capable of leveling an entire town. If I don't stop it, everyone will suffer, the figure thought. Just then, a majestic phoenix appeared, shielding them from harm. Fianna. I sensed you were in danger and came to protect you. As they fought off their attackers, the leader of the town, once an ally, finally stepped forward. I underestimated you. I'm sorry for what we tried to do. His words were hesitant, yet sincere. The figure replied softly, I only wanted to protect my hometown. With peace finally at hand, they bid farewell to their former home, vowing to live a quiet life in the mountains. And thus ended a turbulent day, one filled with loyalty, sacrifice, and the hope for a peaceful future. Banda Noi. Daihan T. ChatGPT de Noi. ChatGPT. In the midst of a fierce battle, a lone figure called out desperately, Fianna, please lend me your strength. If I had just a sword, I could destroy their magic. At that moment, a voice responded, filling the air with a surge of power. Greater water bullet. Water magic roared forth, yet doubt flickered in the figure's eyes. Is Fianna's sword even right for this? Just then, Loa stepped forward. You're no wizard, no mage, and certainly no sage. Where did you gain such power? The figure took a deep breath, their voice steady. This is the power of the decoy, the one you cast aside. It's the strength of everyone who stood by me. Loa's determination rekindled. Then we fight together. Make way for the heavenly detonation. The enemy launched a powerful attack, a wave of destruction that once decimated an entire town. Fear flashed through the figure's mind. If I don't stop this, everyone here will be lost. They braced to face the magic when a brilliant light flared beside them, a phoenix, majestic and defiant, appeared to shield them. Fianna, the figure gasped. The creature radiated a fierce loyalty. I sensed danger and came. You are not alone. In the heat of battle, an unexpected ally emerged, the leader of their hometown. His face was a mixture of regret and humility. We underestimated you. We thought you were a threat. Forgive us, and thank you for protecting us. The figure lowered their sword, the fire of battle giving way to a calm resolve. I wanted nothing but to protect this town. Even now, I'll defend its peace. As the dust settled, they made a vow to live quietly in the mountains, guarding their people from afar. The leader nodded, understanding. We owe you a peace we couldn't imagine. Go and live freely, with our gratitude. With a final wave, the figure and their allies turned to the mountains. The day closed on a quiet note, leaving behind whispers of loyalty, sacrifice, and a longing for peace. They would live simply, but with one wish, for a world where such skills might never again be needed. And so, in the embrace of twilight, they found their peace, with only the wind carrying the promise of a new, gentler life. It had been a few weeks since the chief and his men had attacked, and life had become peaceful without any major disruptions. My daily tasks involved watering the crops, and with Loa's help, we'd been able to cultivate a small garden. I relied on the power of the divine beasts for almost everything. At the very least, I felt it was my responsibility to keep things going. The day's work was done, and I decided to take a bath before lunch, savoring this rare moment of luxury in the daylight. It was hard to believe that I could feel this relaxed. Just as I was about to drift into a light sleep, I heard footsteps. "Master! We're coming in!" My companions called out. I sat up in surprise. Wait. Aren't the hot springs separated for men and women according to human rules? They laughed and joked, joining me in the warm water. Loa and Fianna, who had been training earlier, looked a bit worse for wear. I was doing well at first, Loa admitted, sheepishly. But before I knew it, I almost drowned. She wrapped herself in a towel, saying she'd learned her lesson from last time. As we relaxed, my little sister Mara rushed in, beaming with pride after a successful hunt. She joined us with a cheerful splash, barely containing her excitement. "Oni-chan, I caught today's prey. And Loa, thank you again for everything." As we laughed, a sudden noise caught our attention. A small, weak creature, almost like a kitten, stumbled into our midst. My companions warned me that it could be a monster, but it looked so harmless and hungry that I couldn't help but feel sorry for it. Even though it's a monster, it's just a child, I reasoned. It'd be cruel to leave it to die. They agreed, and I hurried back to feed it, wondering how such a tiny creature could have wandered so far into Loa's territory. Loa seemed puzzled, suspecting it might have come from a cave nearby. We agreed to explore the mountain soon, just to ensure no other strange creatures would surprise us. For now, though, we decided to name our new friend Rumble, after the little sound it made. Sitting down together for lunch, Fianna glanced at the little creature and chuckled, "You know, Rumble's already grown attached to you, Master. Just look at him." Loa leaned over, smirking. "Careful, or he might start following you around everywhere. He's got his eyes set on his new family." I laughed and patted Rumble gently. "Well, if he's going to stick around, he'd better learn the rules. No sneaking up on us during bath time." As we shared a hearty laugh, I looked around at my friends and companions, grateful for the peaceful day we had shared, hoping it would last just a little bit longer. The group had ventured far, trekking through rugged landscapes, when one of them, Mara, looked around and said, "We've come quite a long way, haven't we, Oni-chan?" Before them stood an unusual structure, a kobold's nest nestled within a dark and peaceful valley. The sight felt familiar to Mara. "This reminds me of the place I was born, dark, cool, and quiet. The rocky terrain makes it perfect for building nests." As they carefully moved forward, Mara pointed out, "This valley is ideal for hiding. It feels like a natural fortress." Fianna, sensing something unusual, asked, "Mara, does this place feel strange to you?" Mara nodded thoughtfully. "Yes. The magical energy seems to be blocked in that specific area over there." The group pressed on, but something about the area felt wrong. One of them noticed a strange smell wafting from a cave they had just found. "This is pretty suspicious," they remarked, their eyes darting around. Fianna replied, "Should we go in? If it seems too dangerous, we can head back." Mara, however, was resolute. "No, Oni-chan. Let's be cautious and continue. There's an unusual flow of magical power here, like in a dungeon, and I sense monsters nearby." As they entered deeper, creatures began to swarm around them. The cave's atmosphere grew tense, and Mara quickly realized, this is definitely a dungeon. Monsters can appear all at once here. The leader, Oniai-chan, sighed, we need to be careful. We may not get another chance to enter so easily if the dungeon grows. Mara, feeling a mixture of excitement and dread, said, dungeons like this one can expand if left unchecked, and if that happens, it could absorb this entire mountain. They journeyed further, battling against waves of monsters that appeared whenever they took a wrong path. The deeper they went, the more it felt like they were being lured into a trap. Finally, they reached a large chamber, the halfway point of the dungeon. We're here, Mara announced. Ahead lies the keeper, the monster that guards this place. Oniai-chan prepared himself. I'll take the lead. Everyone, stay alert. Mara glanced at him with admiration and said, I believe you can do anything, Oniai-chan. With that, the team launched their final attack, breaking down the chamber door and stepping into the unknown, where the keeper awaited, their courage and strength unyielding. They were prepared to face whatever lay beyond, united by their determination and the bonds they shared. The tension was palpable as Oniai-chan's emotions spiraled out of control. He could hardly believe what he was feeling. Was this fear? Master Sama, what's wrong with you? Someone cried. Oniai-chan's gaze fixed on the creature before them, his voice choked with memories. That thing, it's one of the monsters that attacked my hometown so long ago. My parents fought it off, but, in doing so, his voice faltered. Someone turned him into an undead. What was it all for? But he knew this wasn't the time to dwell on the past. Shaking off his hesitation, he steeled himself. Right now, I have to fight. Caller-san, another voice rang out, desperate. But they couldn't move. My body, it won't move. The ground quaked as a shockwave rippled through, knocking a few of them off balance. What a blast. What do I do? I'm just a burden. But someone else stepped forward. It's my turn now. Take that, eat this. They launched an attack, but the monster deflected it effortlessly with its shield. How are you supposed to get past that? Panic set in. I have to run, but I'm scared. Another voice, warm and resolute, broke through. Don't give up. Your strong desire to live drew us all to Oniai-chan through your feelings. You'll protect us, right? I want to stay with you, that's why. Oniai-chan took in the words, feeling something ignite within him. I'm different from those days when I couldn't do anything. Now, I have the strength to fight and reliable friends. Our lives are connected, it wouldn't do for any of us to fall here. Determined, he declared, I want to live. With all of you. I refuse to die. This time, I won't let anyone else die in front of me. Master Sama. Caller-san, voices called out in unison. Oniai-chan's resolve held firm. The four of us will bring this monster down, no matter what it takes. They noticed something strange about the monster's shield, which seemed to distort their magic attacks. If we can just find a way around it. Can everyone give me a minute? Mara, let's go. With renewed energy, they charged forward, determined to break through the shield's defenses. Oniai-chan formulated a plan. If I lure it out with my voice, we might be able to see its exact location, even through the smoke. He nodded to his friends. This is where we make a stand. After a hard-fought battle, their teamwork paid off, and the monster was vanquished. One of them laughed, relief evident in their voice. I'm so glad it all worked out. I don't know if my bracelet could have protected against an attack like that. Oniai-chan smiled, grateful for his friends. I'll try to be less reckless from now on. I want to be here with everyone. Thank you. Their moment of relief was short-lived, though, as they remembered the task ahead. All right, Oniai-chan said. We'll have to defeat the dungeon's boss to finally get some peace. But a chill went down his spine. If the monsters here are this strong, then the boss must be. Just then, he sensed movement. Found you. The final battle was just beginning.
For thousands of years, I have slept within this land. A little more, a little further, and my full power will be restored. The world will be in my hands once again. I must be prepared so I don't make the same mistake again. For that reason alone, I will. Suddenly, a voice interrupts my thoughts. Oh, no. Was there such a child among gods and beasts? What is this guy? This thing obviously isn't alive, so who are you? What the hell is it? You aim for Mara. For humans to not even know my name. Well, I'll tell you, as a souvenir. My name is Desperado. I am the one who controls this dungeon as one of the pillars of the 7 demon lords. A voice echoes back, filled with disbelief. Demon Lord, that was a trade-off with the first caller. No way, that means there are 7 demon lords in total. More than that, he called himself one of the 7 demon lords. I had been waiting for you guys, but it got excessively boring. I was planning to invite the divine beasts here one by one as a reward for defeating the Thought Keeper. I would devour them all, but, to think there was such a child, it's a good thing I'm awake. As a reward for having come this far, I will at least add you to the ranks of the ghouls wandering this dungeon. I won't let you do what you want, the child retorts defiantly. Desperado chuckles, oh ho, a child like you managing to wield the power of the divine beasts? However, those eyes, you remind me of that one. How truly unpleasant. You deserve death. Desperado lunges, but the child prevents the attack with a sickle. Somehow, I can fight him. Thank goodness. I've been practicing using the powers of the divine beasts. However, the burden on my body is immense. How long can I keep this up? A bit messy, then how about this? I'll have to use this, Loa. The powers of both the phoenix and the dragon. Are you the divine beast tamer of this era? Desperado questions, his tone laced with disdain. You dare use that in front of this Desperado? You should know what it means to wield that. If I fail, everyone else will be in danger, then. It's especially foolish of you to jump in. Desperado's eyes widen in surprise. That is, the power of a Kelpie. You are. I will beat you. Gah. You bastard. I won't forgive you. The child grunts, determination radiating from them. It's working. If it's a weapon with the power of a divine beast. I won't forgive you. I think I'll kill you for free. To think you would inflict an injury upon this Desperado. Desperado retaliates, the air covering my body is made of super dense magical power. This can prevent any and all physical attacks, more than that, it can be converted into a barrier that prevents all magic. That's why, with the power of this offense and defense, I became known as one of the 7 demon lords. I reigned in one of the strongest corners of the world. He continues, however, one person dared to stand in front of me and challenge me to a battle. Only a human, yet he brought so many beasts. One divine beast wasn't a threat, but the power to unite multiple became a threat. He combined the power of his beasts and managed to pierce my shield. Some of my brethren were destroyed as well. I was injured so badly that I couldn't survive without sleeping for thousands of years. I refuse to make the same mistake. I will never let a human crush me again. As the battle rages on, Desperado feels the strain. Damn. I'm running out of stamina. In addition to the continuous battle, the enemy's attack is too intense. What's wrong, divine beast tamer? Have you lost the power you had before? I'm almost at my limit. But I need to endure. I need to fight back. I will protect the people I love, the child declares, determination fueling their resolve. Desperado smirks, it's sweet. What? I feel like something's wrong here. I need to get some distance. I'm too close. It's too late to avoid it now.
In the heart of a desolate battlefield, 2 powerful foes faced off. The air crackled with tension as one fighter, trembling with intensity, shouted defiantly, foolish. If I get hit by these attacks even once, then. A fierce resolve filled the air, echoing their thoughts. There's no time for hesitation. It's all or nothing. The opponent's voice dripped with mockery, your despair is amusing. Let this reckless fool savor this exhilarating moment. A torrent of powerful energy surged from the attacker. Damn it. Even my water shield can't withstand this many strikes. But those eyes, those fierce eyes. They overflow with life, sparkling with an intensity that feels like you want to kill me. With a laugh that resonated through the air, the speaker recalled a dark memory. I was nearly destroyed once by a man I despised, with those very same eyes. Let me make this clear, divine beast tamer. You are not weak. You withstood my onslaught and even made me fear death. Yet, the tamer replied, breathing heavily, your body is not fully accustomed to the power you wield. It's clear, you've reached your limit. You have no chance of winning now. You're right, the tamer admitted, a flicker of uncertainty crossing their face. I feel myself nearing the end of this power. But in a moment of fiery determination, they declared, then I'll destroy you before that can happen. How absurd, you inferior being, the adversary sneered, their voice rising in frustration. Why won't you fall? It's evident your body has exceeded its limits. It's simple, the tamer shot back, a newfound resolve igniting within. I can't die here. I thought I would sacrifice myself for the good of this city when I accepted the role of decoy. But I met so many people who supported me, and I realized there's so much more I can do. Now that I'm not alone, now that there's someone waiting for my return, I can't lose to you. Knowing you're targeting those I care for fuels my fight. This is the power of the divine beasts that rule this world. With a fervent plea, they continued, so, please. I'll expend every last ounce of this body if it means protecting everyone. Shatter the darkness. As the tamer unleashed their power, the ground trembled. The enemy staggered back, realizing the magnitude of the oncoming force. Oh no. This is my chance, they thought, seizing the moment with unwavering resolve. You fool. This is impossible, the adversary screamed, overwhelmed by the unexpected surge. What is happening? No, I see now. I know the sensation of dread. I always believed it was linked to the divine beast's power, but something else drew me toward you. Is this a reaction to the caller skill? The tamer mused, recognizing the weight of their connection. No. Your fierce spirit, fighting against all odds, I'm drawn to it. In this world, the strongest souls, whether good or evil, find themselves in battle. Take heed. A person capable of defeating a demon lord is no longer merely human. That power you wield will surely elevate you beyond limits. And yet, the tamer declared, I've chosen to live alongside everyone. I don't need your justification for that, it won't happen. You persist in your vulgarity. Try to destroy me, the world's strongest divine beast tamer, the enemy spat, their confidence waning. Is that not exactly what you desire? With this, is it truly over? As the battlefield echoed with their final words, the clash of wills surged like a tempest, each determined to carve their fate in the heart of darkness. As I regained consciousness, I heard my sister Loa burst into the room. Oni-chan. You finally woke up. Thank God. I was really scared. Master, came Fianna's relieved voice from behind her. You were covered in blood when we found you. Myra stayed with you for 3 days healing you. 3 days? What happened? I asked, still dazed. When we rushed over, I saw something disappearing next to you. Loa hesitated. Was it the demon lord Desperaldo? Yes, it was. I had no idea there were 7 demon lords, I replied, recalling the encounter. But in the end, I managed to turn the tables. Of course you did, Master. Fianna beamed. Just please don't be so reckless next time, Loa added, her voice a mix of relief and concern. Speaking of which, the meal is ready. I'll go prepare everything, Fianna said, shifting the topic. As I started to get up, Loa excitedly showed me a shimmering ring. This was hidden deep in the dungeon. It erases your presence and can even block skills and magic. That's incredible. I exclaimed. I could go down to a human village. Yes. But remember, the ring only lasts 5 days, Loa cautioned. Once we get there, let's go shopping. I thought I'd be stuck in the mountains forever, I admitted, feeling a mix of hope and anxiety. Let's enjoy both traveling and shopping. Hold on tight. Loa said as we took off into the sky, the wind rushing past us. Yuwa. Such incredible speed. I shouted, excitement building. What's that? I pointed at the enormous footprints in the distance. UWAA, we gasped together, our hearts racing at the promise of new adventures waiting for us.
In the heart of a vast forest, 2 siblings, Oni-chan and Maya-chan, embarked on an adventurous journey. As they trekked along the path, something colossal seemed to have passed through, leaving enormous footprints in its wake. What's that? Maya-chan exclaimed, her eyes wide with astonishment. It looks like something huge passed through here. Oni-chan bent down to examine the footprints. Look, here, what are those footprints? Yua. The size of them, Perhaps it's one of the 4 great divine beasts, Maya-chan suggested, her voice trembling with excitement. They're that famous? Oniai-chan replied, intrigued. It's a story about a gigantic monster that was known outside as the walking standard disaster. So the chances that's not the direction we're headed is low. Maya-chan's ears perked up as she added, there's an old saying, let sleeping dogs lie. So, let's get going. She looked up at Oniai-chan with concern. I was worried about leaving you behind, so I brought you along. Try not to do anything dangerous, Maya. I know it's a bit late and all, but, Oniai-chan pondered aloud. It looks like Maya-chan was just a monster, thrown out of that dungeon. If I recall, when a dungeon is subjugated and disappears, the other monsters also vanish. Perhaps it's your relationship that's kept it from disappearing? Maya, that's good for you, Maya, she chirped happily. Ah. Oniai-chan, look. We're really in the royal capital? Maya-chan exclaimed, bouncing with excitement. Let's get off a little further away. You'd cause a large fuss going down there like this, you know, Oniai-chan replied. Alright. The royal capital. I remember flying here long ago, it was such a large city. Oniai-chan marveled, gazing at the sprawling metropolis. Is it safe here? It should be fine, but a large city is dazzling to those who grew up in the countryside. Maya-chan noted, her eyes sparkling with wonder. I'm looking forward to this. Are you alright, master? Oniai-chan asked with a hint of concern. Yeah. Everyone, the city is in sight. Maya-chan shouted, her voice filled with exhilaration. Yua. It looks so large. Oniai-chan echoed her sentiment. Perhaps this construction is the fruit of their labor? Oniai-chan. I know you're mesmerized, but we should really get going, Maya-chan reminded him. Right. There are so many people, he replied, finally breaking his gaze. Well, our first destination is, Oniai-chan suggested, we should try to stick together so nobody gets lost. I didn't expect this much money. Maya-chan gasped as they rummaged through their supplies. This amount is merely a small fraction of the treasure. What would have happened if we turned in everything? Oniai-chan mused, his eyes glinting with curiosity. Will this be enough for all the shopping? Maya-chan asked, her eyes wide with anticipation. Not just enough, but far more than that. So, if there's anything you want, just say so. Oniai-chan assured her. But first, we should go buy all the stuff we need, he suggested, leading the way. Wow, the royal capital is full of delicious food. Maya-chan squealed, taking in the vibrant market stalls. I can't believe Loa decided to just get books. Oniai-chan, this book is interesting, but it's a bit difficult.
Once upon a time, after a long day of walking and shopping, a group of friends decided to stay at a nearby inn to recuperate. Exhausted from their adventures, one of them expressed a desire to heal from the day's fatigue and suggested they visit the local public baths, which the innkeeper had recommended. As they entered, the atmosphere felt eerily quiet, and suddenly, footsteps echoed in the stillness. Surprised, they whispered, "Is someone there?" To their astonishment, a voice responded, "Your intuition isn't bad, huh? Apologies if I startled you. Don't be so on guard, I won't do anything to you." Emerging from the shadows was a striking figure. "I am Kuzunoha, a nine-tailed fox who travels through eternity," she declared. The group stared in disbelief. They had heard legends of such beings, creatures said to have lived for thousands of years. One friend asked, "Are you a divine beast as well?" Kuzunoha smiled knowingly. "You seem to be doing a rather good job of hiding it. Being able to guess that I'm a divine beast means you're strong, having survived encounters with such beings before." She revealed she needed to speak with them. "Would you mind coming with me?" she asked. "I'm in need of a tea-drinking companion." "I'll make the tea, just sit over there." As they followed her, they noticed her home resembled that of a human's. "It's because I've chosen to live as a normal human in this country," she explained. "There's no need for honorifics here. I arrived decades ago, and staying here was convenient in many ways. I figured a long vacation wouldn't be such a bad idea, but there was one thing I had forgotten." "What is it?" one friend pressed. "This was the city of Aruma, within the land of humans. I hardly made any friends with whom I could open up. Even after decades." "Why?" "That's pretty serious," another friend chimed in. Kuzunoha nodded, pouring green tea, explaining, "It's an oriental tea, with the unforgettable taste of my hometown. You should drink it before it gets cold. I want to say a lot more, but it would get boring if we only talked about me. I'd also like to know more about you." "Care to share?" she asked, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. The friend shrugged, it's not like I mind, but it won't be very interesting. In the name of Kuzunoha, the divine fox of the heavens, I permit it. Talk all you want, she encouraged, settling back. The friend began, you've been carrying quite the heavy burden, haven't you? Because everyone lent me their strength, that's all, he replied. Kuzunoha observed him closely. I originally only saw strength in your eyes, but they also reflect your emotions, don't they? Those are quite hard to come across in the past. Just as the conversation deepened, a commotion arose outside. We've come to pick you up, Oniai-chan, a voice called. It's okay, caller-san. Where's the enemy? He shouted back, startled. Kuzunoha looked amused. I wanted to hear about the stories of the 3 divine beasts looking for you first. Ah, they're here. And so, their gathering unfolded into an unexpected adventure, intertwining the fates of a divine fox and a human with a heavy past, bringing them closer than they ever anticipated. In a vibrant realm where magic danced with reality, a worried girl burst into a tea house, her voice laced with frustration. Seriously. It was hard to find you because of that ring. I thought my Oniai-chan had been kidnapped, she exclaimed, eyeing the divine beast in front of her. Sorry. It's not good to just follow any divine beast, you know, he replied, his tone regretful. Hey, the caller is safe now. Why not leave it at that? Another chimed in, trying to ease the tension. Yeah. Kuzunoha doesn't seem that bad, and the sweets are delicious, the girl conceded, her mood lightening. As laughter filled the air, they delved into tales of legendary beings. To think a human could coexist with us in this era. It's like the second coming of the original, caller, one mused. Curiosity bubbled among the group, leading them to discuss the past and the famous, celestial silver dragon. Later, a familiar figure entered, a shopkeeper from a magic shop. Oi, shut-in shopkeeper, are you still alive? One of the divine beasts called out. I was listening in on you yesterday. It's best you have these items with you, he said, revealing a grimoire. I want to buy this boy a grimoire. Something good, the girl insisted, her determination shining through. But why would a divine beast need a grimoire? The shopkeeper teased. It's a matter of taste, she shot back. As they discussed the grimoire's true nature, excitement grew. This blue shine, is it magic? She gasped upon spotting a shimmering tome. It's proof of your affinity with the grimoire, the shopkeeper explained. But it seems dormant. Let's try adjusting it. Chaos erupted when Kuzunoha started pouring power into the book. What are they doing to the merchandise? Another divine beast shouted. Don't you think that rough treatment is the only way to wake it up? Kuzunoha argued, confidence unwavering. With tension crackling in the air, they stood on the brink of awakening a powerful grimoire, blending laughter and chaos in their enchanted world. In the bustling heart of the royal capital, Kuzunoha found himself in a predicament. Kuzunoha is this, he began, only to be interrupted by a loud, unyaa, that echoed through the air. The small figure beside him, an energetic dragon, had pushed herself a bit too hard. I pushed myself a little too hard here, she exclaimed, her eyes wide with excitement. What are you doing, Kuzunoha? That was dangerous. If things kept going like that, the store would have been blown away, he scolded, his voice filled with concern. What? It just spat out the excess magic we put in. Now its functions have stabilized, Kuzunoha replied, trying to reassure him. With that, this sleepy grimoire will be able to demonstrate its true power. He handed over the grimoire with a proud smile. Here, take it. It's like touching a weapon imbued with the power of a divine beast. Knowledge about magic surged within him as he touched the book. Kuzunoha, this is amazing. It seems it's working without any problems, he marveled. But you can compensate for that with the power of divine beasts. Normally, if you don't have the magician skill, you won't be able to use powerful magic. Yes, but having more hands you can use is important, Kuzunoha pointed out. Even if you understand it, handling magic all of a sudden can be difficult, and you'll probably need practice. If you can use simple magic, life in the mountains will be much easier. After all, the authority of the divine beasts is too much of a burden for humans. Even after defeating the demon lord, there are many huge structures in the center of the royal capital that are worth seeing. Also, there are some famous restaurants that you should definitely visit. In that case, he began, glancing at the sun still high in the sky, it's too early to go back to the inn. Let me show you around. Kuzunoha beamed. Umu. So this is the center of the royal capital. It seems that humans have a tendency to want to live in particularly large houses if they earn a lot of money. There are many mansions of big merchants around here. Cleaning seems like a lot of work, he observed. In such cases, they would hire servants and leave the cleaning to them. But the world won't improve if the rich don't cough up their money. That would cost money again. Humans are such a pain, Kuzunoha sighed, rolling his eyes at the reality of it all. If the amount is large, it might be difficult to account for it. So good luck with that, he teased, knowing the challenges that lay ahead. But next time I might leave the shopping to Fianna. I'll try to do my best. Kuzunoha declared with determination. Are you okay, Fianna? He asked, turning his attention to the small dragon, who seemed lost in her own thoughts. I've learned how to spend money, she replied cheerfully. Although, instead of Fianna. If you're a good kid like that, you'll probably get ripped off by the wrong person. Kuzunoha warned, a hint of concern in his voice. I'm worried that this short chibi dragon is likely to get pickpocket. Shouldn't we stop them? He asked, glancing at the brewing tension nearby. If a fight breaks out between the dragon and the immortal crow, the royal capital will be reduced to scorched earth. Must be a lie. It's okay, this scene plays every day. Kuzunoha dismissed the concern, waving it off with a laugh. Really? The sky will burn, the land will be crushed, and the waterfront will dry up. Is the frontier where you were located a demonic region or hell? He asked incredulously. Oh, really? Kuzunoha retorted, barely containing his laughter. There is no such thing. It's okay to leave them be, but, really. I can't believe it, both of you. Could you please leave it at that? Other people are watching, and Kuzunoha was startled too. Isn't he the one who is the most terrifying? He muttered under his breath, still amazed at how easily Kuzunoha had quelled the commotion. Then isn't it time for a more important sightseeing spot? Kuzunoha suggested, eager to move on and show his friends the wonders of the royal capital. And so, they ventured forth, ready to explore the sights and sounds of the city, creating memories that would last a lifetime. The entire school was abuzz with whispers and excitement. The legendary Princess Relay was making a comeback for the sports festival, and Saki, the class representative, had just made the announcement to her classmates. Standing confidently in front of the room with a clipboard, Saki explained, the Princess Relay is a unique relay race where girls run the first 100 meters dressed as brides, and the boys finish the next 200 meters by carrying them princess style to the finish line. A mix of disbelief and laughter filled the room. Some students tried to imagine it, while others teased Saki, questioning if she would be okay being carried by someone. She brushed off the comments, but the task of organizing pairs felt more difficult as she noticed that many of the usual participants were absent. Just then, a boy in the back rose dramatically, dropping to one knee before Saki. Saki-san. Please be my partner for the relay, he announced, making the class erupt in laughter. Suddenly, the classroom door slid open, and a girl from another class leaned in with a mischievous smile. If you're short on participants, I'd be happy to join, she offered, locking eyes with Ashiya. A quiet gasp spread through the room as someone whispered, isn't she, the curse woman? Ignoring the murmurs, she continued, Ashiya-kun, would you be my partner? Ashiya, taken aback, mumbled nervously, wait, did you curse everyone who's absent today? With a grin, she tilted her head, replying, perhaps. Saki, trying to restore order, suggested they draw lots for fairness. Soon enough, volunteers stepped up, and Inugami-san, a sweet and quiet girl, shyly requested Ashiya as her partner. Saki felt a surprising pang of jealousy but quickly brushed it aside, focusing on finalizing the pairs. On the day of the festival, the field was packed with cheering students, parents, and teachers, all waiting for the princess relay. The girls, veils fluttering in the breeze, sprinted down the field before being lifted by their partners for the princess carry portion. Ashiya carried Inugami with ease, blushing slightly as the crowd cheered. Though they didn't place first, the team spirit and laughter made everyone feel victorious. As the sun set over the school, Saki felt a newfound pride and contentment, realizing how these quirky traditions brought them all closer in ways only they could understand. Smiling, she joined her friends, heart lighter and ready for more memories to come. In a distant realm, laughter echoed through the ancient hall. "Ha, that was amusing," a figure exclaimed, a glint of mischief in their eyes. "I never thought I'd witness the tale of the first caller in a place like this." Beside them, Kuzunoha's companion grinned, rubbing their stomach. "So, Kuzunoha, where do we go next?" "I'm starving." But before Kuzunoha could answer, a sudden ringing filled the air. The bells echoed ominously through the corridors. "What? These bell sounds, is that an alert?" A nearby guard rushed over, his face pale. "It's a demon. The continental beast, Behemoth, is approaching. There's a massive creature near the royal capital." The group exchanged uneasy glances. "Is that one of the 4 great imperial beasts?" one asked, eyes wide with a mixture of awe and dread. "We should move away from the rampart and take shelter in the city center." They hurried toward the city, but something nagged at Kuzunoha. Could it be those footprints we saw earlier? Kuzunoha's brow furrowed as they wiped away sweat, lost in thought. Their companion noticed and placed a steady hand on their shoulder. "Kuzunoha? What's wrong? Is there something you're not telling us?" Kuzunoha hesitated, then sighed. "It's about the grimoire. I nearly caused it to explode with a mistake in my adjustments earlier." "That burst of light?" "It held an immense magical power, enough to rival 4 divine beasts. Behemoth might have mistaken it for food and is now heading toward the royal capital." The weight of realization hung heavy in the air, but Kuzunoha's friends didn't hesitate. "It's not just your fault, Kuzunoha. We're all in this together. Besides, we're tea-drinking friends, aren't we? Let's tackle Behemoth together." Kuzunoha managed a small smile. "Thank you, it truly eases my heart to hear that. But we'll need a plan." They strategized quickly. "Behemoth isn't stupid. If we stay together, our magical power might draw its attention too soon. We'll split into 2 groups to avoid a preemptive attack." Kuzunoha turned to Mera and Fianna. "We'll prepare the plan. You and Loa, buy us some time. It won't be easy, but I know we can do it." With determination blazing in their eyes, they moved to confront the colossal beast, knowing that together, they would protect the royal capital and their friends. "Let's go, Loa." In the eerie silence of the dark forest, 2 figures stared down at the vast expanse below them, tension thick in the air. "The one back there, it gives me a really unpleasant feeling," one muttered, eyes narrowing at the sight of countless ominous red dots below. "What are those?" "That large amount of red dots," the other asked, voice filled with dread. "They're monster eyes. All of them." "What? There must be hundreds, maybe even 1,000. No way. Could it be the side effect of the collar skill?" one whispered, glancing back nervously. "But why? Onii-chan was wearing that ring just a while ago." "Wait. That creature back there, wings with 4 limbs, a long, serpentine body, and a sharp beak, it's Sky Serpent Beast Quetzalcoatl, one of the 4 great imperial beasts." They both froze as the creature's power became clear. "What's with this power? 2 of the 4 great imperial beasts, and a massive number of monsters. Why are they all here? Could it be they're after Behemoth's leftovers?" "Leftovers, could it be the people from the royal capital?" One realized. "If Behemoth breaks down the ramparts, they can enter as much as they want." Their faces grew grim. "No, I won't let them. The capital has good shops, and even Kuzunoha's house. I won't let them do whatever they want. But even 2 divine beasts can't handle this, there are just too many." One of them shouted suddenly, "Look! Onii-chan, Behemoth, he's heading to the capital again. This is bad. What should we do?" In a spark of realization, one exclaimed, "It was a plan to create a barrier." "Mera. Kuzunoha. From the looks of it, we should be safe, for a while at least." But they knew the battle was far from over. In the eerie silence of the dark forest, 2 figures stared down at the vast expanse below them, tension thick in the air. "The one back there, it gives me a really unpleasant feeling," one muttered, eyes narrowing at the sight of countless ominous red dots below. "What are those?" "That large amount of red dots," the other asked, voice filled with dread. They're monster eyes. All of them. What? There must be hundreds, maybe even 1,000. No way. Could it be the side effect of the collar skill? One whispered, glancing back nervously. But why? Onii-chan was wearing that ring just a while ago. Wait. That creature back there, wings with forelimbs, a long, serpentine body, and a sharp beak, it's Sky Serpent Beast Quetzalcoatl, one of the great imperial beasts. They both froze as the creature's power became clear. What's with this power? Two of the great imperial beasts, and a massive number of monsters. Why are they all here? Could it be they're after Behemoth's leftovers? Leftovers, could it be the people from the royal capital? One realized. If Behemoth breaks down the ramparts, they can enter as much as they want. Their faces grew grim. No, I won't let them. The capital has good shops, and even Kuzunoha's house. I won't let them do whatever they want. But, even two divine beasts can't handle this, there are just too many. One of them shouted suddenly, look. Onii-chan, Behemoth, he's heading to the capital again. This is bad. What should we do? In a spark of realization, one exclaimed, it was a plan to create a barrier. Mara. Kuzunoha. From the looks of it, we should be safe, for a while at least. But they knew the battle was far from over. The air was thick with tension as the battle intensified. Ugh. What's this time? Someone shouted in frustration. Shut up, came the urgent reply, just as a deafening blast shook the ground. Did that do it? They wondered, but disappointment followed, nothing worked at all. Then, how about this? One suggested, but again, nothing happened. Why? They cried out. Mon stepped forward, serious. It has the effect of spreading magical power. That fur can be nullified, but high-density pure magic techniques like Loa's breath. Someone gasped. It's hard to get close, and attacks don't work. Wait, Fianna. To their surprise, Fianna's attempt was working. Wow, as expected. But what does it mean? It seems that fire weakens it against things like electric shocks or burns, Mon explained. The master declared, then it's my turn. What's this time? They observed the chaos, the creature was running wild, trying to extinguish flames. What's with this wind? Someone asked. Mon assessed their dire situation. We can't win against this swarm alone. But, there's magic that can create things. Make a bow. I can try, but I don't know if I can do it well. I'll buy time. Please. With determination, one shouted, material realization. Virtual matter manifestation. To their astonishment, the magic activated easily. I can feel Kuzunoha's power, they exclaimed. As the magic took form, a wooden bow appeared in their hands. But can I do anything with this? That's amazing, someone marveled, excitement igniting hope among the group.